bro, an already existing program, a program that already existed, and you're trying to say that Dems took credit for it. Well, which one under Biden? Well, under Trump, it was also funded as well, but you don't talk about that. And guess what? You were trying to say that Trump cut funding to it. He didn't. He did not. He messed with the policies in there, and that's pretty much it. But he did not cut no funding to that program that's giving internet or expediting internet, high-speed internet to rural areas. So, like I said, you don't really know what you talk about, and you're kind of working off the TDS, my friend. But it's all good, though. It's all good. You can keep trying.
It says his sights set on Chicago next. There's a debate over whether that's something Chicagoans want, and we'll talk about both sides of that in a bit. But to start, I wanted to ask this. Should the president instead turn his attention to something else? Because right now in Minneapolis, there's a community in a lot of pain. Children were killed in a shooting that targeted a mass at a Catholic school. That was a crime. One of at least 284 crimes of its kind, nearly 300 mass shootings so far this year. That's according to the Gun Violence Archive. This was the 44th school shooting of the year. That is a stunning number. And objectively, it's worth federal attention. So why did the president, who wants to end crime in the White House and also the White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention, why did the president, who wants to end crime, cancel millions of dollars in public safety grants, including money meant for gun violence prevention? Chicago is seeing a significant reduction in violent crime. But city and state leaders fear that...
what does gun violence prevention look like? I'm a bit confused, because when criminals commit crimes, they're not going to gun violence prevention classes. I mean, if you think that teaching people gun safety is going to prevent violent crimes, I mean, you guys sound like idiots.
Blocking that money could actually fuel crime there. And it's not the kind of help that state leaders say they need or want.
So if that's the kind of help that they are offering, we don't want it. If they want to help, release the $800 million of violence prevention funding that's owed to the state of Illinois.
There's a lot to talk about, and joining us today, Leo Smith, the former Minority Engagement Director for the GOP here in Georgia, Kasim Reed, the former mayor of Atlanta, and Jason Jolly, Senior Editor at Bossip. Welcome to you, gentlemen. And Mr. Mayor, let me start with you. Brandon Johnson, mayor of Chicago, is clear he doesn't want this. Yes. The governor of Illinois says they don't want this. He calls it an invasion if they come into Chicago.
Yeah, but the people of Chicago will call it liberation. So I know it's like the politician who hasn't done anything about the crime there is calling it an invasion, but the people are going like, no, we need it.
Is the strategy from a mayoral position? What does he do? How does he prepare?
Well, I think the strategy is to keep your team focused on reducing crime. As you well know, and as you've talked about on this show, the crime trend in major cities is declining in double digits.
Cool. That doesn't make sense. Bruh, see, that's what I'm saying. Y'all ain't been in the hood. Bro. Do you think when my gangbanger friend goes out there and get a gun, you think he went out, you think the guy who sold him that gun said, hold on, bro, before I sell you this gun illegally, can we take a psych test? I want to get your psychiatric evaluation before I sell you this gun, because I don't want you to go do something crazy with it. Like, do you hear yourself, dog? When I say how criminals get guns, the people who actually perpetrate the crime with the gun, you think they go through these means? Like, you guys are acting like everybody's law-abiding citizens. Like, take off the rosy-colored glasses, bro. Take off the rosy-colored glasses, my man. Like, please, look at the world for what it is. You sit here and saying, oh, it involves regular renewals of licenses. You think these niggas get licenses when they carry their guns? The AK-47, they big-ass guns. You think they got licenses? Bro, really? Bro. God damn it, bro. Y'all don't know. Man. Y'all don't know anything outside y'all liberal bubbles sometimes. I love y'all, but bro, come on now. Come on. You think that's going to stop the gangbangers, the hoodlums from getting guns? You think that's going to stop the homeless man who's desperate to get something off you? Do you think that's going to stop him? Come on now. Like a more stringent psychiatric assessment, like, really, you think when these guys who are working in the black market to sell arms to these gang members and all that, you think they're going like, hey, bro, can you take this quick psychiatric assessment real quick before I sell this? Like, if I just give you all these hundreds of guns to terrorize the city, can you please just take the test? It would be nice. I mean, that'd be a great world, bro, but that's not what we live in. It's more about, do you have that money, and then I'll give you the guns, regardless of what your mental state is. I mean, you could be twitching, but as long as you got 100K in your pocket to get by all these guns, I don't care. You could be twitching with eyeliner on, and you could be a whole male with a wig on, and you look all kerfuffled and all that wild stuff. It don't matter. It don't matter. It does not matter, my friend. So yes, like you guys kind of make it. You guys are preventing citizens from protecting themselves. You're making it harder for the law-abiding citizens to protect themselves. That's all you're doing.
So the mayors who've been attacked have put forth impressive results, both in Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., and certainly in Chicago. So these are the people who are tasked with getting the job done every single day. The trends are moving in the
cool. The NRA is not selling guns out here on the streets. This is not the NRA, bro. Trust me.
Right direction. And rather than being able to focus on policing and reducing gun violence,
trust me, I wish it was the NRA. Then we know who doors to kick in. We know who to attack on this, but it's not the NRA. Trust me, it's a lot of people, a lot, and it's a black market, and it's arms dealing.
Now being attacked by the president of the United States and being used as a publicity stunt to distract from other issues, because none of them want this help. And at the same time, in the budget bill that was passed, dollars that would have gone to cities and states to reduce violent crime were cut to provide tax benefits to the wealthiest Americans.
Leo, the mayor says this is a publicity stunt. What do you think?
Well, I think there's certainly showmanship happening here with this presidency. I think we all know that. But it's also he made a campaign promise that he would do these things, and we're seeing the results of an election unfold, unfortunately. The other thing is we do have to deal with the reality, and I think collaboration is a reality that we must embrace. And
this is no. If you want the violence to stop, you have to advocate for some serious law enforcement. You got to get rough with these guys first, and then you bring in the social services to prevent further young people from turning into these adults who committing crime at such a such a proliferated rate. Okay. So yeah, that's how you do it. You got to get hard on them first, soft on them later. You can't be soft on them now and expect them to turn out right. That's not how it works. You got to start out with the heavy hand, the heavy backhand. You got to put your hand on these. Okay, I'm done. But you get what I'm saying, though. You get what I'm saying. You got to start off hard. You got to get the police to fit. You got to get the National Reserves out there, rough up those gang members, lock them up, show these kids this is what happens when you go down this lifestyle. We lock your ass up. And then you bring in the social workers to work with the family, try to get these kids in better programs to avoid this gang lifestyle. Then you come in with the light hand. But you got to start off heavy. You got to put your hand down.
And so the mayors like Mayor Bowser in DC, the idea of acknowledging what is real and then saying, I want to do this and more is the right approach, I think, as we look forward to a president who is going to execute in the way he says he's going to do. This isn't going to stop.
Well, the interesting part to me is that when you talk to doctors, sociologists, people who actually study this issue, most of the things that they will say first that prevents crime is actually addressing the needs of the people. Economics, education, housing, healthcare. These are the type of things that can help bring down crime in any city. So it's interesting to me that he's choosing to go this route with the showmanship, with the National Guard, with the troops, as opposed to rolling out policies that can actually address the actual issues that cause the crime in the first place. Putting troops on the street and over policing is not necessarily going to be a deterrent for the type of change that a lot of people are looking for.
So the president says that crime reduction is the goal, but CNN's analysis of the first couple of weeks, and I'm talking of DC, of the takeover.
It's great. Somebody said community policing. And you know what? In the way you're thinking about it, I probably disagree, but you're onto something. You're onto something, actually. But you would have to allow for certain black groups to be militiaed up, or really in any high crime neighborhood, a small section of guys allowed to militia up, kick in the doors of the trap houses, or all the money laundering going on, or all the drugs and the guns are being sold. Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of people who are in the neighborhood to do so. If that's what you're talking about, community policing, and you're gonna have to get ready to see citizens have gunfights with the criminal citizens in the streets. It's literally what you'd have to see by, and this is what we mean by what? Community policing. It would have to get real. Like, we'd have to literally be law enforcement, because we'd have to actually start shooting back at these guys, because they got guns to shoot back at us. They got guns to shoot back at police, and they already do. So, I mean, if you're talking about community policing without it being like a full-on militia, then I ain't gonna lie, you pussyfooting it.
There saw a moderate reduction in crime, but a more than 10-fold increase of the arrest of people who are in the country illegally. Is this just an immigration effort dressed up in the rhetoric of anti-crime?
Well, if it is, it's very successful, because certainly increasing arrests would suggest that you are actually being effective at dealing with issues on the street. And yes, Americans voted for Donald Trump to do something about illegal immigration. And so that group of people, half of America, that said yes to Donald Trump's leadership, want to see these things happen.
But his approval rating on immigration has dropped consistently as the country has watched how he's executing this mass deportation. Let me show you some more numbers here. This is from an AP NORC poll, and I'm going to come to you, Mr. Mayor, on this. 81% of adults say that there is a major problem in big cities of crime. 68% of Democrats, 72% of independents, 96% of Republicans in the poll taken a few weeks into the president, this pivot now.
Says there is a major problem in large cities. I mean, yeah, if you're an adult, you're being honest. There's a problem in these inner cities ran by Democrats. There's a problem. And 68, still a majority independents. I mean, thank you, independents. And of course, Republicans, we're going to agree overwhelmingly, of course. Especially for the Republicans that are unfortunate to live in these inner cities. Well, not unfortunate. Not all inner cities are bad. Like I live in Columbus. It's not that bad. Of course, we have higher crime than the Republican city, like what, maybe 40 minutes down the highway, but it's not as bad as Cleveland or Cincinnati.
To crime. His rating, if we show here, let's go to the next graphic. His rating on
don't spew that lie when you got 80% of it. This is CNN though, and this is CNN. This ain't Fox News. This is CNN telling y'all that the consensus of America is saying, even Democrats are saying that, yeah, there's a problem in these cities. Y'all want to be over here, want to low key shuck and jive for these people, want to tap dance for the Democrats. I know. That's gonna hurt y'all feelings a bit, but yes, y'all want to sit there and tap dance and shake y'all ass in a circle for the Democrats. I want to sit there and deny the voice of the American people. Like, that's tough, guys. Like, look at it. I want y'all to look at this. 81% of adults, Democrats 68%, Independents 72%, Republicans 96%. You can damn near ignore the Republicans. Don't even look at the Republicans. Ignore us. Ignore us for now and just focus on the U.S. adults, Democrats, and Independents. Like, ignore us for once.
His rating, if we show here, let's go to the next graphic. His rating on approval of crime is higher.
Yeah, I know. I mean, isn't that crazy to live exactly where you guys are trying to say there's no crime at, and I live exactly where there's a high concentration of crime at, but you're trying to tell me about blue cities? I know. Didn't I just expose your arrogance right there and then? I know, right? Of course I'm going to complain about blue cities, because I'm complaining about it because I'm on the ground, unlike you Dems. I know. Isn't that like, bro, geez, you kind of made yourself look like a jackass right there. No offense.
Among all those groups, and he's doing better on crime than his overall approval
literally
rating.
Speaking from the ground. It's like I'm speaking from the ground, literally telling y'all what's going on. I'm speaking from the ground. Some of the stuff I tell you happened in my city too. So I'm literally speaking for y'all from the ground. Y'all trying to tell me what's going on in these cities? The arrogance.
On the economy, his approval rating on immigration, Russia, Ukraine. And so is this, same question to you, immigration isn't working for him, so now let's just say crime and go in and continue mass deportation?
Well, Victor, here's what I think. I think the Republican base, a large part of it operates and has a need for issues that generate anger and energy. And so I think the president moves from issue to issue to try to generate anger. And so you look at a general crime issue, but factually in the cities, these leaders have been doing a strong job in delivering double-digit decreases. But this machine is going to be fed. So he moves from issue to issue to issue to feed the base. And by attacking cities with Black leaders, it's consistent with
because these Black leaders are failing their people in the Black community. They're failing their community, which are Black people. I know it'd be the worst. It'd be your own kind. It'd be your own kind. But yes, it's the Black leaders failing the people in the Black community. I mean, Umar Johnson. I mean, look what he did with that school. Look what these mayors have high crime. Look, they're literally, their constituents are mostly Black people, and they're completely failing them. Like, it's like the worst thing.
feeding the base. So whether it's attacking a Black woman at the Federal Reserve, removing Secret Service protection for Kamala Harris, which we'll discuss later, attacking Barack Obama, the machine of anger that drives the party right now has to be fed. And I think he's feeding it. And I think the American public needs to know that.
And I would add to that, that Trump's policies in a lot of ways in regards to the fueling that anger is kind of like someone who starts a fire and then goes to grab a fire extinguisher. You've caused a problem. You've taken away things. You've taken away funding. You've taken away things that could actually, again, address these issues. And then you send in troops and say, well, I'm the one who can fix this problem.
Leo, to you,
address these issues.
The focus on
the issues haven't been properly addressed, then, my friend.
On gun violence, the president calls some of these cities killing fields. There was a mass.
Chicago is definitely a killing field, though. Like, let's be real. And in the summertime, a lot of these inner cities turn into killing fields.
Shooting in Minneapolis this week. 2 children died. Many others were injured. But as Republicans focus on mental health as an issue,
right now,
the president this year also canceled $1 billion that already had been approved by Congress and signed into law by the previous president to send in counselors, to send in psychologists to focus on gun violence in schools. How do you do both and say, I'm going to fight gun violence, but stop the investment on the mental health element that Republicans talk so much about as fueling some of these shootings?
Well, the president has clearly made a statement, and even globally, when he said about his Middle East compadres that I'm not here to change their hearts. He is not a sociologist. He's not a psychologist. He's not operating like that. He's doing big stick politics. I'm going to hit you in the way that gets the most immediate reaction. And so therefore, he doesn't have a heart for society. And it's clear that he never.
No, I don't think y'all have a heart for society. Y'all just don't give a damn. It's just y'all so anti-Trump, you're willing to ignore the cries of your people. I mean, shoot, I'll go ahead and I'll expose it right here. No, man, let's go to the homicide report of my own goddamn city of Columbus. Shout out Columbus. But let's go down to it, because let me show y'all something. I want y'all to go to the homicide reports and look up the address of which these happen at. And they're all, well, of course, Democratic ran and very hood areas. Like Hood, Butler, Hood. Linville, mega hood. I mean, that's the mega hood. I mean, you walk down there, you're gonna get robbed. It just happens. Linwood Ave, mega hood. Fountain Lane, Champion. Hey, oh, well, that's actually kind of close to me. Ew. But yeah, mostly in the hood. And wait, oh man, it's mostly black. It's mostly what I like to say, crackheads, but mostly black victims. I guarantee you, I click on most of these right now, it's going to be black victims every single time. Actually, most of them are Cameron Moore, Shaquan Walker, Joseph Sooner, Rachel Price, Raekwon Kilgore, Brian Moores, Anthony Johnson. I mean, yeah, but y'all want to talk to me about crime in these blue cities. Okay. I mean, hey. It gets real out here, and that's why I always have my foot on the gas about this stuff, because I know it's real and I see it every day. But hey, though, y'all want to act like y'all want to say I don't know what I'm talking about, but like I said, I see it every day. And the list, this list, it grows. Probably about like every week. I'll say probably it gets like 3-4 new names.
Good evening and welcome to a program devoted entirely to lefties losing it. Let's start the program by hearing from a tolerant